I'm always yelling. Why am I always yelling at everyone? Hey guys, how did we get here? We're podcasters now.
Yeah, as crazy as that sounds, we're going to kick off this next year starting a podcast. I don't know what we're doing here.
I think it was Kristen's dirty idea at first, but then Fern got into our heads. So
here we are. This one's going to be all about how we got into CrossFit, how we became owners of CrossFit Burn, and just kind of our journey to today in our first podcast. So
forgive us if we suck at this. We're going to get better.
We will. So we'll start off with how kind of I got into CrossFit. I started back in 2013, so 12 years ago. Was deployed to Afghanistan at the time. I was a huge runner at the time, to the point that I also signed up for a marathon that year because I was really a runner. But there's not a whole lot of places to run in Afghanistan, believe it or not.
Well, it's hot as hell,
and it's hot as hell. So we were lucky enough that where we worked, we had basically two gyms. One was like a Bro Gold's gym, biceps and curls and backs and buys and all that stuff. And then the other half of it was like functional fitness. We had some bumper plates. We had a rope to climb, pull-up bar. We even found an old C2 rower that somebody threw out in the trash. And we dug out of the trash. Like the monitor didn't work and the rail was bent, but we fixed it up. And so I kind of just got into it from there, to the point that when I was getting ready to leave Afghanistan, I'd called Corey. I was like, hey, I really like this. I don't want to fall out of this when I get back to the States, like most guys do when they come back from deployments.
Yeah.
So I convinced her to let me drop a couple $1,000s on a home, starter kit essentially. And it showed up a week after I got back from Afghanistan, and stuck with it ever since.
Now, why didn't you want to go to a gym? Why did you want to stay in your garage?
Well, I don't know. So I can't remember what year it was, maybe 2014, maybe a year after I started. I think it was the first year I signed up for the Open, and I actually went and did the first workout of the Open that year at a gym nearby. I'll name them, keep them out of name list, but so me and a buddy went. One of the guys we worked with, that was his gym, and we showed up, and they just were not inviting at all. And they kind of just made us felt like you're not wanted here. Yeah, so
I've been to those gyms too. They suck.
So him and I just kind of were like, all right, well, we'll do our own thing. So we bounced between our garages. We bounced in, basically anywhere on the base of Cherry Point that we could find bumper plates and pull-up bars. We started CrossFitting there.
Yeah.
Some of the guys that I worked out with, they were even, behind one of the gyms on base, there was basically an old bread truck they used to like take equipment around and do stuff with units.
Oh, cool.
And then it just became like our bread truck workouts, and we would literally go into the truck, grab equipment out, do it right there in the parking lot, and then throw our equipment back in their truck. So it was like super, super bare bones.
That's cool.
And we kind of just followed anything and everything we could find, so finding stuff on Instagram or whatever, and just digging workouts out of all these different sources, and just like, all right, this is what we're going to do, and
cool.
Some guys, one of the guys that I worked out with, he was super strong, but almost no technique. So he really enjoyed anytime he programmed a workout. It was basically a version of DT, and it was just
the best workout ever.
Just pure grunt stuff. So we did it like that for, it's probably 6 years. And then when I went to Japan, they had a CrossFit gym on the Air Force Base there. And that's where I started going. And it was basically a giant carport. So it's just like a little covered cement pad with, rubber flooring, and
was
everybody.
Was it volunteer coaches, or was it organized?
It was, yeah. So it's a nonprofit CrossFit gym, military cross affiliate. So there's still a recognized CrossFit gym. They just don't pay the affiliate dues or anything like that.
Yeah. I always wondered because I've always heard either way in Japan, like either there is a gym or there isn't a gym.
Right. So out in town, they had CrossFit Asia, which was super expensive. It was like a $200 a month membership, and then you also had to do like a $200
on-ramp.
And I was just like, that's ridiculous.
Do they make them wear uniforms in Japan?
The coaches there?
No, the athletes. Like in Korea, when CrossFit first started, everyone had to wear the same outfit.
I don't know if CrossFit Asia did or not. I know on the base we didn't.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing we ever got harassed about is not having our shirts on. You know, because we were on,
especially if you had a tattoo.
And we were on on Air Force Base.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't matter.
So we were out there amongst other patrons that weren't CrossFitters, and they would make complaints to the main gym, and they'd come out and got to turn your music down, got to put your shirts on.
You're intimidating people.
Yeah. So it is what it is, but that's why I started actually going to a gym and working out with other members. And I mean, that's kind of where I also, I got my level 1 while I was out there.
Did you go to a actual level 1 out there? Or do you
no. So because I didn't get my level 1 until after COVID happened. So that's when they started the online level 1.
Oh, okay.
So me and a couple other people that I worked out with, we worked out at, I think the morning class was 5:30 in the morning. We would work out at 4:30, and the coaches would stay and coach. So some of us went on, we got our level 1 there. And that's why I started coaching before I came here. Yeah.
And then this was your second gym.
Yeah.
And how long were you here before we bought it?
I'm about to hit 4 years here.
So
I think I just went over 4 years. So I was just, a little over 3 years. As an actual member, I mean, I was here for almost a year before I started coaching on my own.
You were working out here a year before you started coaching?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And
I didn't even know you, man. I didn't know you were here.
This is what's so funny. Well, because I was an afternoon. You obviously only coached the mornings.
Yep.
But at one point, you were coaching 8:30s as well.
Uh-huh.
And I think this was during like when you were doing your bodybuilding phase.
Oh, yeah.
I think you were the first coach I had in this gym.
Really?
Yeah, in an 8:30 class. I don't remember.
Like you can tell me anyway.
I was just here to work out and do my thing.
Oh my God, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, so I was here for, like I said, close to a year.
That's so funny.
I know Kristen, you would come up to me a couple times like, hey, have you ever thought about coaching? And I was like, well, yeah, I used to. And, but I wasn't.
Did she know you were a level 1?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I did things at my first gym at Shogun CrossFit before I got my level 1. Like, so they would do once a month, they would do a foundations class.
Oh, cool.
And you had to do that before you could take any classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I would help out on the foundation classes before I got certified. And basically I would just be like, hey, I'll just be your demo athlete, whatever you need. Like, just whatever.
You drank the Kool-Aid, wanted to share the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, absolutely. And then same thing kind of here, like, I had that mindset of like, if they like me and they see that I'm a good fit, they'll ask me. Yeah. I'm not gonna come in and be like, hey, I'm a coach. Yeah. Check me out. Yeah. So
I never tell people when I go drop in somewhere either. I never tell them I'm a coach.
No.
Ever.
No.
And the only other thing, I make sure I don't move like a jerk.
Right.
I'm going to no rep myself, and all of my movements are going to be as flawless as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's how I got into the coaching thing and showed up here.
That's a pretty long journey.
Yeah.
2013, that's a pretty long journey.
Yeah.
It is also saying how old we are.
Well, that too, and that's why, like when we're out here coaching and you demo something and somebody's like, dang, that was really good. It's like, well, yeah, I hope it's good. I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
Like,
and if it isn't good,
right,
somebody needs to say something.
Right.
Yeah.
So it just takes time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you know too, nowadays, if I go to demo something, I'm just like, don't hurt yourself demoing.
Right.
Just.
Yeah, because you never warm up for the demo. No. You just.
I just jump on
let me just rip into it and go.
I really should warm up first.
Yeah.
Well, it's a long journey.
Yeah.
It was long. Yeah.
So what about you? How did you?
So I was a new mom, and I had never worked out. I was not a person that worked out ever. I walked, but I played soccer in high school, and then as soon as soccer was done, I played some intramurals in college, but I was done being an athlete. And I never. Working out at like a Gold's Gym or a Planet Fitness with isolated movements and that kind of stuff is so boring to me that I didn't see a point in going to the gym ever. And everyone around us were runners. because it's Quantico, it's Marine Corps.
Right, yeah.
So I did a couple half marathons with girlfriends and stuff, but I was never really into fitness. I did not care.
Yeah.
And then I met a girlfriend, shout out to Tara, I'm going to send you this, Tara Storm and her husband. And I had gone to college with her. We were not friends in college, but we knew each other. We were friendly and stuff. And I walked by her on base and I was like, yo, I know you. And we started talking and she goes, by the way, I'm into CrossFit. It's like that whole like Christian thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to fill you with the spirits. She's like, by the way, I do CrossFit in my gym. Would you like to
Have you found our Lord and Savior CrossFit?
Yeah, exactly. She was a coach and her husband was also a coach, I believe.
Nice.
And they're so welcoming and they were just like, hey, let everybody come into our garage. So she introduced me. And I was one of those obnoxious CrossFitters. I was. Tara, you can comment and say how obnoxious I was. But I told everybody what I was doing. And I met these two women who were going to CrossFit Woodbridge in Virginia, just up the 95 from us. And they were going at 5:30 in the morning. Well, that was the only time I was going to be able to go because Adam had to go to work. Eve was a baby. So I went and I got hooked.
Yeah.
I was terrible. I was obnoxious. But I was hooked like crazy. And I didn't pay attention to my diet. I just worked out and then I went home and I told the whole world every single day. It was annoying. And then Adam had to leave for training for like 3 months, so I couldn't go. Yeah. And I thought I could keep it up in my gym by myself, in my basement.
Right.
No.
It's
I ordered like $1,100 worth of gear.
Right.
Never really kept it up. So I didn't know what to do. We moved back here and there's not a CrossFit gym, but I'd heard rumors. Right. I was like, somebody's talking about it. Somebody's talking about it. I just need to find out what's going on. So I guess at the point, Steve was at the house doing it in the garage, but they were building their location. And I had heard about the location and I was like, the only thing I need to know is where it is. Right. So we're driving around trying to find it. And I hadn't done CrossFit in like 4 or 5 months. I was depressed. I had lost everything. Yeah. And I see these big ass tires in the back. Like, I decided, I was like, there's no signage. There's nothing in the front. Right. Adam, drive around the back. Let's just drive around the back. And there were tires. I was like, that's gotta be it. It was like, boom, boom, boom. Who's there? Nobody was there. So I just kept going back until somebody was there. And then I was annoying for a couple more years. And then I took the 8:30 class and I loved it. I brought my girlfriend and she still CrossFits to this day too. And then, I got my level 1 like a year or two in, maybe a year. And then the rest was history. I got my level 1 in Boulder, Colorado. And they were like eating CrossFit up. The Chans were my coaches. Oh, nice. And then I got my level 2, I don't know, a couple years later in Wilmington at Reignite maybe. Yeah. And then I went up to Rife and fell in love with Fern. Yeah. And then I decided like, okay, all right, this is what I'm just doing. I never was into fitness, but CrossFit, like when people say it changes your life, like if you're into it, it does. Like it changed my entire trajectory of my entire life. From that point forward. And that was 2010. So, and then I also thought, oh, well, we'll start a CrossFit Kids program. Like I got all excited about that too. And so I went and got my kids started, but I don't remember where that was, but nice. Long time. It's funny. Like you say how you were the annoying CrossFitters, like telling everybody and anybody and everybody. Like when I was doing it in the beginning, I was almost embarrassed to talk about it because remember like the stigma back then of like, everyone's like, oh, CrossFit's stupid and the pull-ups are stupid and you guys are going to get hurt and blah, blah, blah. Especially on Marine Corps bases. Yeah. You know, where everyone's like Bro Sess and runners. Yeah. So for the longest time, you know, people would be like, oh, you know, we do PFTs or whatever and they'd see me outperform them. Like, well, what do you do? It's like, well, I do CrossFit, you know? Yeah. And then it just kind of goes away because they're like, oh, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. Yeah. Well, okay, but I just beat you. Yeah. And I'm 10 years older than you. So like,
do your thing, bro.
Yeah.
But I originally, I don't know what year it was, but when CrossFit Burn was still in the warehouse on base.
Yeah.
So I tried to go back then. Me and a buddy at lunch, we ran from our squadron to the warehouse. I think it was like 3 miles. We get there, class is getting ready to start, and they're like, hey, we need you to fill out this green logbook. We can only take so many people, new people every month. So if we call you, you can come to our class, our foundations or whatever. If we don't call you, come back out and fill out the logbook and we'll try again.
Yeah.
And I was like, no shot. I am not
working that hard to go to
coming back. No.
Oh,
no
that's
way.
so funny. When did you do that?
Oh God, it had to have been. It might have been maybe a year or two into like me CrossFitting, so 14, 15 range.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute though, because no, it had to have been sooner than
maybe
that.
Maybe it was before that then, before I actually started CrossFit.
Yeah, 2012 is when we went over there.
So then it was even before then.
So a year before that, because I went as well. Yeah. Oscar was my first coach.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was, you never knew if you were getting in. I got in once.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was just like, I'm not doing that. Yeah. Like I'm not coming over here every month just to get all the hopes of a phone call. Yeah. So I just continued to be a runner for, the next year or two before I finally stumbled into it.
Not that there's anything wrong with running or bro sesh. I love a good bro sesh.
Yeah.
But one, they don't always let me into the bro sesh. But also it's like they have their value too, but also so does CrossFit. I mean, they were saying, I remember when I was in Woodbridge, somebody said to me, you could just do CrossFit and then sign up for a 10K and run it, never having trained to run.
Right.
And I was like, whatever, I'm going to test this. Totally is true.
Yeah.
Because your heart rate and the whole thing, like you're just, you're built just to go then, and I did that a lot. I did that with a half marathon. And after that, it just became, but it also, it allowed me to train the way I like to train for these things that I wanted to do.
Right. Yeah. And that's something I always told guys, because, I spent so many years as a runner working on running technique and stuff like that. And once I got my technique dialed down, that's why I used to tell guys that I worked with all the time, it's like, you don't have to, once you have your technique down, you don't have to run to be a good runner. Mm-hmm. What you have to do is condition your cardiorespiratory system to be able to maintain 20, 25 minutes at 80% or higher heart rate.
And this right here too, not talk yourself out of it the whole time.
And then CrossFit does it. You get in those longer workouts and a long chipper, you're just kind of grind through it. Mm-hmm. And your heart rate is just staying so high for so long. Mm-hmm. You get out on a run, it's like, okay, this isn't that bad.
Yeah, my heart rate's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's a different feeling for sure.
Hey guys, if you want to show your support, please subscribe to the page, hit that thumbs up, and as always, share with your friends.
Yeah.
So did you think back then, being the mom taking the class to get away and get a little exercise as Eve's sitting at home waiting for you to come back, like that you would be sitting here as an owner?
Nope. It's funny. I almost, before we bought, I almost asked to stop coaching.
Really?
Because I wanted to work out more.
Yeah.
And
it's tough.
It's tough. And I just wanted to not be responsible, and I just wanted to not I just wanted to be a paying member that came in and just could do my thing, what I like doing.
Yeah.
But this is really strange. And I was watching one of Fern and Jay's podcasts recently, and I don't know how we did it, but you and I coaching at 0530, somehow we built a community, not even knowing that we were doing this. And everyone kept joking, why is 0530 class so big? And I'm like, no, I think it's people needing to go to work. Like, I refused to think that we had anything to do with it. Right. And then I started to realize that I love these people. These people are my friends. Yeah. This is who I want to see every morning before I go to work. And if I don't see them, then my day's just not the same. So when my buying story is longer than your buying story, but when 2 years before you and I were even talking about buying, I was talking to Steve about maybe buying the gym.
Right.
And, you know, trying to be there for my friend and also just say, like, this is my favorite place. I love this place.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't the right time. Like, things started happening at my job and it just wasn't the right time. And so when it came up again and you approached me, it was like, hell yes.
Yeah.
Because it's not all on your own now.
Yeah.
You're not going to drown by yourself. You now have someone that, you know, is going to be there doing it with you that loves it as much as you.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody else had approached me, probably would have said no.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
it's funny. So when I got the text from Steve, it simply was just like, hey, have you ever thought about buying the gym?
Yeah.
And I go downstairs and I show Corey the text and she instantly is like, no shot. No, 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 no. And we kind of went back and forth about it for a little bit. And then at the same time, I'm texting Steve.
She saw the twinkle in your eye.
She just knows how much I love CrossFit, right? And as I'm texting Steve back and forth, it's just kind of like some thoughts and stuff. And I was like, you know, Corey had mentioned, she's like, well, what if you had a partner? Mm-hmm. Then it would be a little bit different. Maybe we could make it work then. Mm-hmm. So I just texted him. I was like, hey, you mind if I talk to Andrea about this?
Which is so weird because you and I never talk like that, ever.
Right. But like you said, like there's a recognition in what happened in the 530 class and that we both, without knowing it, we're going in the same path. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I text him that, and before I could even think about calling you, you FaceTimed me. So obviously he must have messaged you or something, but you FaceTimed me, and I was like, oh, hey. So, you know, we kind of talk about it, and it's like, well, I'm interested, but I've heard you're not really interested in buying the gym. And you're like, well, that's not really true. You know, and we kind of got into it, and obviously we pulled the trigger and worked it out. But yeah, initially, like, Corey was no shot. And logically in my head, it was the same thing. It was like, it's just not the right time.
Yeah.
You know, without even getting into like the details of it all, it's just like, this isn't it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
That's so funny that both of us were like, nah, and then just completely changed our minds.
But I think you're right. Like, going into this with a partner and somebody that's on the same wavelength as you makes this so much easier.
Yeah.
You know, I've talked about it with other people before. Like, I don't know how Steve did it for so long by himself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's absolutely bananas to me.
Yeah. And still built an incredible community.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, all by himself.
Yeah.
I think I'd be too tired. I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, you know, the fact that we have the partnership now, and if that means I can go away for a weekend or you can go away for the weekend and we can just forget about it, and, you know, we can rely on each other to take care of everything has made this so much easier.
Yeah. Well, so I was watching a podcast the other day, and it was like, how do you know your partnership's going to work? And it said you had to share the same values.
Yeah,
and
I watched like, the same one.
Do we share the same value? I don't even know what your values are.
Yeah.
I just assume that we do.
Right. Well,
I genuinely, like, I think a lot of our, at least around this and this community, I think we do. And I think there is an inherent trust that came about from that. I'm not sure, but I know we don't agree on everything. Right. You know, so it's weird because I was like, I don't even know what Eric's values are.
I know. It's so, and that's even after a year of being business partners.
Still don't know. Yeah.
So I remember like when we first bought it and we were cleaning the office and we were just, you know, spend a couple hours cleaning and talking to each other. It was like, we don't know anything about each other. Like, what in the hell are we doing here? Like, this is so insane.
But I do feel like you and I think you're better at this than I am. I feel like you read my mind. I will go to do something and you've already done it. Right. And it's like, okay, cool. Awesome. And then I can go on to doing something else.
Yeah. And I think that's just a matter of like us being on the same wavelength, the same page.
Anticipating what needs to be done.
Doing that we have like the same vision going ahead, I guess, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's super dope.
Definitely been wild.
Yeah.
So what pushed you from going, I mean, obviously you looked at owning a couple times now.
Uh-huh.
What pushed you from going to being a member / coach to like, this is the time?
Well, I don't know. I'm a super ambitious person anyway.
Yeah.
I like to do things. I don't really like to sit still much. But also, like, I didn't want my favorite place to close down.
Yeah.
What was I going to do? Buy the equipment and work out in my garage?
Right.
I'd already proven that I can't do that by myself. So what was I going to do? I was going to probably reach out to some of my members, right? My 0530 crew or my friends from, the evenings. And I'll be like, hey, come to my garage.
Right.
Where there's not going to be any space.
And then just basically start your own thing in the
Beg
garage.
my friends to come work out with me when I can go, this is already my favorite place.
Yeah.
It's already here. It's already established.
Yeah.
What? So it doesn't work.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
What? It doesn't work. So businesses fail all the time.
Yeah.
But to me, I was thinking about this when I was getting ready to come here to talk about this. To me, it isn't so much a business. It's going to sound totally corny, but to me, it's like every day I am hosting a party at my house.
Right.
With my best people.
Yeah.
Everybody that comes to class. And when you come into my house, what do? I welcome you and I give you a drink and I give you food and we talk and we play video games or whatever we do, board games. And then you go home and I walk you to the door and I say, and it's like, that's what I'm doing here every single day, you know? And I think if you can look at it like that as coach too, is you're throwing the best fitness party for 1 hour every day that you can and getting people fit and making them feel like they belong, that's the business. That's the relationship,
Yeah.
That I think was what it was for me. What about for you?
I don't know.
Did you always work out? Because you didn't work out at 5:30, even though you coached it. You usually came in the afternoon.
Well, yeah, because with me, with the shifts that I work, I have to be to work at 7.
Yeah.
So I can't work out at 5:30, get done at 6:30, show up to work and not shower and just be disgusting all day. Because if you guys see me work out in the summertime, I sweat a little bit, and I can't just live like that, right? No, that's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah, so I don't, the coaching in the morning thing has always been a thing for me because like when I started in Japan, I would get up at 4, go work out at 4:30 with the coaches. And then once I became a coach, then I would coach to 5:30. So it's just always been natural for me to, be in bed by 9 o'clock, get up at 4, do my thing, and then be done with it for the day.
Yeah.
Obviously the days that I don't coach in the morning, I can't work out. So I come in the afternoon again and get in where I can fit in, you know. And the nice thing about that too is that now, especially now, is that I get to hang out and work out with different members. The few times I can work out at 0530 are pretty nice. Like I got to last week. But I think over the years, I've definitely, when I was in Japan, I started getting the idea of like, I would love to own a gym one day.
Yeah. You said that you'd always wanted to.
To like whatever level that is, kind of irrelevant. There was things that I saw when I was in Japan where, you would have members come in that have never worked out before. And then by the time I left, they were getting their L1, they were becoming coaches, and they were just like seeing the development of them. I've always enjoyed coaching, even before CrossFit. Before CrossFit, I used to coach both my kids in soccer, coached the travel soccer team for boys for 3 years. So I've always enjoyed, and I've always enjoyed like teaching. So like when I was an instructor in the Marine Corps, so I always enjoyed like teaching and coaching and just passing on knowledge, and just seeing people use that knowledge and benefit from it. So I always had the idea of like, I would love to own a gym one day. Partly also because yes, it's my favorite place in this area to go and just be. Even if I show up in the afternoon, I have no intention of working out, just hanging out and just talking to people and then chilling while they're working out and then high five and fist bumps afterwards. Like, but I've also always looked at it as, I think I could do things better or different, you know, and just like any scenario I've ever been in the Marine Corps with different leaders I've had, I've always looked at them and go, okay, you know, because you can learn things from both good and bad leaders. Like, I will never do it this way because how it made me feel. I would like to incorporate this, and then there's some other things, just my personal preference, that I would like to include. And it's kind of been like with looking at buying a gym too, is like, there's things that absolutely I will never do. There's other things that I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then just, you know, things that we've added that we're like, hey, you know, we want to build this community more, building the social events and stuff like that, and kind of getting people outside of these walls. Because if you're a 4:30 in the afternoon person and you've been here for 2 years, you probably don't know a single person in the 0530 class that's also been here for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, and they
and then
see
you
each
meet
other
them on Saturday.
like, oh, hey, are you new? It's like, no, I've been here for years. Like, oh, cool, me too.
What is your worst experience dropping in somewhere else besides the open?
Besides the open one, I haven't dropped in many CrossFit gyms. I did drop in one a few years back. I was training for a meet, so I was just there to use their lifting platforms and their kilo plates. But I was also there during class times, and for one, everything was covered in chalk. Like, their chalk buckets were filled this high of broken chalk, and it was just like LeBron everywhere. Plates were covered in chalk. The floor was dusty. It was absolutely chaos. But then I watched a coach lead a class or move members through a class, and he was not engaging at all, wasn't really in command of the room. It was just like, I can't believe people are paying for this. And it's a tourist town, so maybe it's just because they get a ton of drop-ins, you know, so maybe that's the reason, but it just didn't seem like they were putting out somebody's money's worth of like, hey, this is not a good experience.
Right.
You know? But again, I haven't dropped into many, but that one's always stood out to me as like, if I was actually in class, I would not be pleased with
how it was going,
how that hour went.
Yeah.
You know? Luckily, I was just there to goof off and lift heavy weights. So
did you find yourself cleaning the weights or wiping
them off? No, I was like, you know what? There was a whole host of issues because it was kilo bumper plates and pound to change weights.
No.
So it was a complete disaster trying to get my loading right. And I was just like, I just got to lift my weights,
get out.
Do my math, get out of here.
Yeah.
And I dropped in there for a week, and every day was just like, oh my God. I don't know.
So funny.
Yeah, and it was like, it was a bizarre setup.
Yeah.
The whole space itself was bizarre, and like the lifting platform was in a back corner, and I would say maybe a foot in front of the lifting platform was a shelf full of all their medicine balls. I mean, it was right. Yeah. You know, so if you missed, you better be ready to.
Going down.
Yeah, it was. It was cool though.
Oh, that's funny.
It was different. Oh dang! Another PR. Hey, if you guys have not checked out our Instagram, social media, the link is down below.
I have dropped into a lot of gyms in my time, and I have two bad experiences. One, the vibe was just off, and you could just, you just knew the vibe was off. Eve did CrossFit Kids there for about a week, and I worked out there for about a week. It was awful. We never went back. It was just a bad vibe. The people weren't very nice. They were very like, I don't know, full of themselves is kind of the right word, but they didn't really have a reason to be, you know? But so I go to one in California. I was visiting my brother, and the guy, everyone for the most part was nice.
Right.
The guy goes, here's the warm up. We did it on our own. So I just looked for the equipment. Some people were like greeting me and talking to me and stuff. And then here's the WOD. Get your gear ready.
Go ahead and do it.
And he just sat holding the PVC pipe like this, just looking at people.
Wow.
And then he comes up and he stands in front of me, and he's kind of like this. He goes, did you just no rep yourself? I was like, yeah, I didn't do it right.
Yeah.
You know, and he laughs at me and walks away. There was no teaching.
Wow.
There was no cool down after. There was no nothing. And I do remember when we went to go get our barbells. I like to deadlift with a 45-pound bar because math. My math is terrible. I suck at math. If you use a 35-pound bar, the math isn't as easy as if you use a 45 to me.
Yeah.
So I go to grab a 45-pound bar, and this woman's like, you know that's a man's bar, right? And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Or just a 45-pound bar.
Or it's just 45-pound bar. Whatevs.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And I just smiled at her and, left. But it's strange. It's just strange.
Yeah.
But then I've been to some amazing gyms. Mexico, Colorado has a lot of amazing gyms. I went to a gym in Colorado that had 5 owners. I don't know how they did it. And there was an owner at every class.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how they did it, but there was at least one at every class. So it was cool. So yeah.
I couldn't imagine having more owners.
Nope.
To like.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's too many people to talk to. Yeah.
So
you and I don't talk that much, which is funny. We're just, hey, by the way, blank. Hey, by the way, Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very easy. So.
Yeah. So one of the things I guess I've kind of noticed since we bought the place is now it's definitely transitioned from, before we bought the place, I was all head over heels in the weightlifting and all about me and my programming and next meet and all this stuff. And clearly my back injury.
You didn't CrossFit much either. You were taking a break.
Yeah. I was the guy, for those of you that before or weren't here before, I was the guy in the back corner making loud noises while you guys are trying to get your brief at the whiteboard. Everyone's like, what in the heck's going on back there? And it was all about me. And obviously my back injury has kind of I've had to refocus my efforts and stuff like that. But it's definitely, on top of that, becoming one of the owners is definitely transitioned from like, all that matters is about what I'm doing in the gym to like what everybody else is doing in the gym.
Yeah.
And making sure that everybody else is, progressing the way they're supposed to be progressing. If they're dealing with an injury, like ways to help them out to keep coming in here and doing something.
Yeah.
Because we know like the worst thing you can do with an injury is just like,
stop.
That's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to get back into that routine of coming back.
Yeah.
Which is why, like when I was saying with Afghanistan, which is why I was so dead set on, I need to keep doing this when I get back.
Yeah.
Because if I don't,
you won't.
That's it. It's over.
Yeah.
So the mentality has definitely shifted from like, hey, this is all about my training. And I think we were talking about it, some of us were joking about it the other day, like when I would be in the back corner lifting, like I'm back there serious. I'm there to train.
Don't talk to him.
You guys.
He was so quiet. You couldn't even ask him how his day was.
They would be back there goofing off, taking 5 to 10 minute breaks in between reps. And I'm like, yo,
so dramatic.
Leave me alone. I'm trying to lift.
Oh my gosh. We messed with you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's hilarious.
It definitely has made me shift that focus to like, and I just really love seeing, like, it's just such a wide dynamic, where we have teenagers, one class, and we've got members up into their 70s. Like, it's just.
He's the funniest one too.
Oh yeah.
Cracking up all the time.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Has there been any kind of shift for you since?
I'll say it's easier for me. So we changed programming too, whether you like it or hate it or whatever. I actually really like it.
I like it too.
I found some people are like, gosh, this is so great. We love it. Obviously it's not always for everyone, but a couple of influencers that I follow, they follow it. Like the jumping rope gal.
Yeah.
She follows it. Molly Metz. Shut up. I am loving it. And I'm finding where before I would sort of cherry pick the workouts. I was totally a cherry picker.
Yeah.
Now, like, I'm in as many times as I can be in, wanting to work out, wanting to do it. I'm having to scale a lot more just because of the running. I can't kill my legs before I go for a big run. I'm training for a marathon. And so that's kind of sucks a little bit because, you know, but also I can't keep up. I try to keep up with some of these young ones and it hurts me too much. You know, like I'm so sore, not hurt, but sore. And it's like, then I want to take a nap or I need to eat my entire fridge in order to feel, you know, like a normal person. So it's less of a thought process now. I'm just getting in here to work out and I'm not thinking about it. It's just more of a sustainable, natural process of my day. You know, and I really like that for me, for my family. Like as soon as I'm done here, we go home and have dinner together. We're talking about things. We're talking about the gym. My family participates. It's really nice to have my daughter work out sometimes with us. So it's easier for me than it has ever been before. And I'm working out more now as an owner than I was before.
I definitely am too.
And these workouts make it possible for me to do that too. I always felt like I needed to have a break before, you know, so now I do still feel like I need a break, but I can also push through a little bit more as well.
Well, and especially, you know, in the middle of marathon prep too, you know, because that first year I started CrossFit was also the year I did the Marine Corps Marathon. So I know exactly like trying to balance your actual distance training versus like coming in and just doing just pure CrossFit.
Well, like heavy front squats, I would have loved to have done that, but I wouldn't have been
my
able to
legs
run.
were wrecked the next day. So I mean, I get it. But I found the same thing. I definitely am doing, now that I've kind of almost recovered from my back surgery, I'm definitely doing way more workouts than I used to be doing. You know, especially when I was lifting. I never did CrossFit.
Somebody else was saying it. They were big lifter in the back too, and he said that.
I think it was
he started Josh.
Josh.
He started doing. He once the programming changed, he really liked it, and he said he lost like 20 pounds. He didn't even mean to. Well,
I unfortunately have not lost 20 pounds, even with the nutrition study. So good for him.
And he's not doing the nutrition study.
I know, it's ridiculous.
But he's pretty on point about stuff. I mean, he's always
I wish it was that easy. So it's so funny though, because you talk about needing to scale and stuff, and I probably don't scale nearly as much as I should, you know, but especially when I put my score in the leaderboard and I'm like consistently on the bottom, like, oh man, I should have scaled that. Like clearly I'm going too slow. But I mean, my heart rate, you know, because I wear my watch during the workout, and it's like I get done, I look at my heart rate and it's 95 to 98%, and it's like, oof, that was everything I had. And like you said, some of these youngsters are still just
killing it,
walking
and
away
their
from
heart rate
you.
isn't
Well, because 170 for them heart rate is like nothing.
I know,
you know, and it's like my heart's about to explode. So
it's funny is I want to RX, and then I feel the weight. And
you definitely need to cherry pick the RX workouts. That's for sure.
You do. Well, I don't
like
know
yesterday's
about you,
was like perfect for me.
That was a great workout, but I couldn't RX it yesterday if I wanted to run today. But if I wish I'd had the intent of the workout. I try to very much follow the intent, right? So if it says less than 10, that's what I want. I probably scaled too much, but if that workout had been 15 minutes, I would have RX'd it. Or tried to. I probably would have hit right at 15 minutes. But I like that feeling of the barbell crashing on you. I like the feeling of being exhausted at the end of the night. And I think I took a break. I pulled butt cheek muscle or whatever, and I took a break for a week. By the end of the week, I wasn't sleeping. I was up. I maybe got 4 or 5 hours of sleep because I was just up. And I told Adam, I said, it's because I'm not doing CrossFit or doing something that poops me out. And then being able to sleep like a champ. Because when I hit that pillow at 9 o'clock, I am gone. Gone.
Well, luckily I'm a person that no matter what I do during the day, as soon as my head hits the pillow, it's like a switch in that thing.
Are you a napper?
No.
Oh, I'm a napper
so my
too.
problem is even if I decide, hey, I'm going to nap today, and I take a 30-minute nap, I am ruined for going to bed at night.
Really?
Like I'll be up for till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, off a 20, 30 minute. Yeah, it's awful. So if like on the weekend, if I really need a nap, I'm just like, nope, push through it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm messed
I can nap
up
for 2 hours and then go right to bed at 9 and sleep for 9 to 12 hours. My family, they're like, I can fall asleep anywhere. My mom's like that too, though. So
that's funny.
Do you think now that you're an owner, you're as cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for this as much as you were when you first started? Like the Lord and Savior CrossFit is still, you're still filled with the Spirit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with everything that's going on too in the CrossFit world.
Yeah. I think with what's going on with like CrossFit headquarters, for the most part, unless something crazy happens with the sale, like it's not going to affect us.
It's irrelevant to what we're building.
Right. But I think so, like with being way more involved now than I ever have been with CrossFit, studying and rereading level 1 stuff and
by the time this comes out,
he's
gonna be a level 3.
Guys, I hope so, guys.
You will. You got it. You got this.
Yeah, we'll see. So, rereading all, journal articles and stuff like that, like has really reinvigorated me to like, hey, this is why we do this. This is why I love it so much. Like this, like you said earlier, it truly is life-changing.
It sounds so corny to say.
It does. It does.
And obnoxious.
It does. And it's not just like for the immediate change in life, knowing that, hey, and hopefully 30 years from now, I can still be active and I've got grandkids hopefully by that point and I can go do whatever with them and, just live life. And seeing that some of our members, especially some of our older members, where you can see, I remember talking to Catherine one time and she's just like, I'm just here so if I fall down, I can get back up, and it's like.
And she's fallen a couple of times outside.
Right. And you're just like, yeah, that's it. That's.
You could sit on a toilet.
Right.
And stand back up.
That's one of the things that why I love it so much is because whether you're one of the teens or one of the older members, like we're all doing it for something, but in reality, I am doing it and I'm helping people so they can live into those long years and still be active and not have to, have somebody take care of them.
Yeah, I think I would be a really bad immobile person, only because I'm so hyperactive. I think if I couldn't do something, if I couldn't move, I would be intolerable. I would just be so grumpy and angry. And, I was sick earlier this week and I spent a day in bed just to kind of rest. I was so annoyed with myself. And I felt unproductive. I felt, and just having a head cold wasn't even, I can't imagine if I couldn't move or bend over or get up off the floor, how bad that would be. So, really.
Have back surgery. It's pretty awful. When your doctor says you can't lift more than 4 pounds, and you're just like,
oh, I mean, cool. A gallon of milk is 8 pounds.
Well, I think that's what it was 8 pounds because of that, a gallon. And it's just like, oh, that really sucks. For months. So, I mean, I get it. I get it.
You're like, I know, firsthand. I gotcha.
So what about you? Have you found like a new why or reinvigoration?
No, I think it never
lost the spirit.
I don't think I ever have. I think I've always been sort of a crackhead for it. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But I don't, besides the ownership part, I just don't think about it too much. Maybe because I've been doing it so long. I don't, now, whether I'm annoying or not, whether I talk about it too much to people, whether I'm, this is my personality now. It's been my personality since I started in 2010. So it's somebody said something to me that was really freeing. She used to come here, and she said, "You might not be someone's cup of tea, but that's okay."
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Right.
You might like Rocky Road.
Yeah, mint chocolate
doesn't
chip's
mean
the
mint
worst.
chocolate. I was just gonna say something nice. It doesn't mean that mint chocolate chip is bad. It just means you don't like it.
Right.
And so this is just my personality now at this point.
Yeah.
You know, this is who I am, and I love it, and nobody can take that away from me.
Right.
And so I do feel like it kind of goes like this sometimes, especially when, you know, you have like a grumpy person or a difficult person. That's tough, but it still doesn't make me love it any less.
Yeah.
I'm still sort of, I like people too. So just saying hi to people is like,
yeah,
you know, fills my cup.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still 5 years old. 5 years old for CrossFit.
Nice.
Yeah. So what do you think?
So
How'd we do?
Yeah,
How'd we do?
I think we did good.
Yeah.
With that in mind, guys, if you made it this far into the video, first of all,
you better have.
Thank
it's
you.
Our first one.
Thank you for just sitting there and listening to us ramble about our journey. But you could also, in the comments below, tell us your why you started with us, or before we bought the gym. Tell us why you still come to class every day.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Or if you don't come to class, maybe tell us why. Maybe we can fix it.
Or if you got any questions for us, put them down there also.
Yeah. We'd love to see too how your CrossFit journey started. Who brought you in? Somebody brought you in.
Yeah.
Who brought you in?
See you guys.
Bye.
Boom.
That was good. It's hot in here.
I know, I feel like a little.
Yeah. I kind of want to watch it back.
Oh, man.
That's an hour long.